I just finished up my midterm week, so I have a good amount of free time, so we're making a video today. For those of you that didn't tune in, we had like a study with me stream last week. I kind of do want to do more of those, but depending on how much I'm studying, we'll see if I'm actually going to keep up with those streams or not. And also, like, it's also like disruptive to my roommates, right? Because they're doing stuff, and then I don't want to like have to restrict them while I'm streaming. So yeah, we'll see how the format of the streams go and see if we can actually keep them going. But yeah, we have some stuff today. So first I'll show you some products, I think, and then we'll go into the main topic. This is a different day, but just to preface, the products I'm about to show are going to be for the 10k giveaway. So if you are interested in that, just join the Discord and there's a giveaway channel for you to enter in. And yeah, hope you enjoy. So I've been using the LK65 for a while. I built this video specifically to carry around at college, but I haven't been really using it as much as I should be because without my monitor, I wasn't really like looking to use a keyboard. But today, Luminkey sent out another one. This is the LK60 Pro with the coffee brown colorway, and I think all these come pre-assembled. So yeah, let's open this up. I looked through some of the specs for this board, and I think I might actually try using it just because right now this is the setup where I'm using the 2.4 gigahertz dongle for the LK65, and if this one also works with the 2.4 gigahertz, I might as well just try using it. Yeah, but it comes fully pre-assembled, so not much work that you have to do yourself. Let's see, is the dongle also in here? I just looked for the 2.4 gigahertz dongle for like 10 minutes. I couldn't find it, but the dongle is actually located under the badge, which is really cool. So yeah, there's the dongle, Luminkey. Yeah, that's super cool. I'm very glad that they actually included storage for the dongle, because for the LK65 I find it kind of hard to carry around just because there's nowhere to like put the dongle, right? So I'm just scared I'll like lose it. Yeah, I just plugged in the dongle, and keyboard's basically plug and play. Honestly pretty cool. It has an LED indicator. It's not that bright, but if you use like caps lock, it'll change the colors and stuff. So yeah. And let's do a quick sound test of the LK60 Pro now. It's a pretty nice sounding board, and I don't have any complaints with the quality. Stabilizers, everything pre-lubed is nice. Connectivity has been perfect from what I've seen so far. So yeah, if you're looking for something similar, 60%, you might want to look into this. And then finally, we had one more product. This is a wallet that Peak Souk sent out to me. It's one of those Magsafe wallets, right? So it looks like this. I guess there's an air tag piece here, but unfortunately I don't have an air tag. So oh yeah, I actually started using my iPhone like without the case because the case was getting kind of bulky, and I never dropped my phone anyways. Yo, so I'm back. This is a different day than when the first part was filmed, but I found out that the AirTag holder, you actually just have to screw in. And then what's cool about it is that it'll act as a little like phone stand if you want it to be. Yeah, so now we have this screwed in. So you can actually prop this bit up and use that as a stand. Nice. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it just sticks on there. Okay, so I put some cards in here, and yeah, it's looking like about that thick in comparison to my wallet. Normal wallet, it's that thick. I mean, I guess it's around the same thickness, but this is including my phone, so I guess it's a lot better. Yeah, I'm just hoping that this replaces me constantly not taking my wallet out because I'm using Apple Pay, because sometimes I go somewhere that needs a card, and that's really inconvenient. I always have to get like a friend or someone to pay for it if that happens. But yeah. So one of the main pieces that I talked about in my EDC video was this 3DS XL. Specifically, this model is the Nintendo 3DS LL, which is just the 3DS XL but the Japanese version. And these go like cheaper, I think, mainly. But yeah, mainly this is just something I carry around for entertainment. I've been playing Pokemon on here. Let me find it. Yeah, I've been playing Pokemon Heart Gold on this recently. But yeah, it's more of I just play Pokemon like when I have the time, if I want to. That's just, I think a big part of me playing Pokemon is when I was a kid, like my parents were pretty against games in general, so I never really got to play Pokemon or anything, and it just always be me like watching other kids play it. I think the first Pokemon game that I actually got to play was in middle school when one of my friends gave me their DS Lite to play it on, or to play Black 2 on, I think. Yeah, it was Black 2. So I was actually able to beat that one just on the bus. I think I tried to keep it a secret from my parents too, but I think they found out. This is what I have going on this save file so far, if anyone's curious. I've got most of them evolved, but I'm still waiting on a Firestone for Hot Dog, who's my Growlithe. And then, yeah, Safari is just a random Geodude that I picked up, I think. But yeah. I guess there's like a certain aspect of it that is nostalgia for why I carry this around, just because of those aspects of like me previously really wanting to play Pokemon and not being able to. But also, I think in general it's a really cool piece of hardware. I think the fact that you're able to do like this whole 3D feature on it is really cool. And then I don't know if you've been seeing the footage of it, but there's been people that have been using the 3DS as like a concert camera, which is also like really interesting. Like, you know, like the whole like retro CCD sensor like digicam vibe. I think this 3DS does an amazing job of actually being able to show like that feel, which is surprising, I guess, or not really surprising, but you wouldn't expect someone to film on a DS like for that feeling. But if you look at that, it really, I don't know if that's focusing, but it really feels vintage, I guess. I don't know, and it just shoots onto the SD card that I have, which is actually really cool. Yeah, it looks very, very vintage, as people say, or retro. But it's a super cool piece of hardware, especially if you mod it. I think I'm running Luna on this as the custom software. Is it Luna? Let me check. Yeah, it is the Luna custom firmware on here, and I have homebrew and stuff, which is how I got, or actually I think it's FEI homebrew. Yeah, and that's what I used to get Heart Gold on here. But yeah, it's just such a cool piece of technology that you can just carry around. Like, I remember everyone being really hyped when the Switch came out because it was new, but I think the 3DS is arguably like a much better portable device compared to the Switch. Like, this is something that I can just fit into my pocket, really. Yeah, if I'm wearing cargos or like jeans like this, this is something that I can really just put into my pocket and carry around, which I think is really cool because of like all the possibilities it has. And it's not like my phone where I mean, like, theoretically, like, I have Delta on this. I could do the same like process of like playing a Pokemon game on here. Like, it's different when the buttons aren't physical, you know? And this is the original. This is like what everyone played Pokemon in the past with. I think it's similar to how I have a e-reader. Like, it's different when you have like a dedicated device. So I think that's really why I enjoy carrying around this 3DS so much. But aside from that, I also wanted to talk a little bit more on how, like, right here, let me flip the camera around for this. Okay, I'm back. But I don't know how popular or unpopular of a take this is, but I think that, in my opinion, I think video games are a really good form of storytelling. I think there's a lot of, or I think it's a lot easier to do badly than writing. I think a lot of published books are much better in storytelling compared to like the average published game. But generally, from a general standpoint, from the content I've consumed and the creators that I've watched, it seems like a lot of the productivity or just like general self-help crowd really dislikes video games. I think I understand that at a viewpoint from competitive or online multiplayer games. I think that those really bring out like the worst in a lot of people. I know it's not the best for me either. Like, I think I hate myself the most when I'm playing online multiplayer games. But just speaking for like story games and single player games that are really well made, I think those are on par to like a lot of the fictional books that I read or movies that I watch. Like, I see a lot of these self-help people that like say they're into film and they like watching film and reading and stuff. But I think that if you're into those subjects, I don't really see why you should be disliking video games just because of the format they're in. Because I feel like a really good game, something like Red Dead Redemption or like Cyberpunk, those are two that I really liked. Witcher was also really fun to play. I'm not through Amori yet, but I really like what I've seen in Amori so far. I think those are all really well representative of like what studios can do with storytelling through like a video game as a format, right? And yeah, it just makes me sad to see that like so many people like just blindly follow productivity advice to just stop playing games, right? If you can moderate how much time you spend on these games and stuff, I think it's just as valid of a entertainment format as film or literature. But I guess it's the hard part. I guess it's more hooking than movie or film or movies or literature, just because you're actually interacting with the world and it's you that's making these decisions, and it feels like you're the character, right? But yeah, I hope there's a way that more people end up like finding these stories that are in these really well-made games in a more healthy approach, I suppose, so that they don't become addicted or anything. I think there's also merit in just entertainment, like without a story, like you making your own story. Like, I remember I played with Legos a while, and my favorite thing to do with Legos was to like build up my own story for my characters and like things that I built. And it was similar for like games like Minecraft sandbox games, where I was able to make something and make my own story out of it, etc., etc. I think for Minecraft, personally, my relationship with it got pretty bad because at a certain point, I just ended up going on SMPs and playing online. And then the competition that created was pretty unhealthy for me because it made me like constantly want to get on and just grind to be better than like these other players, right? But when I was playing alone, I think it was perfectly fine. Some of my favorite games right now are RimWorld and Project Zomboid. I think RimWorld most people describe as like a story building game. It'll like give you like this scenario and these specific events that like let you create a story with your pawns. Like I like to write just for fun, creatively, just write for fun recently, and I've been like just messing around with taking the characters that I've had in RimWorld and just making a full story out of them, which I think is actually really fun. And similar with Project Zomboid, it's like there is a large community of people that use it to simply like play in multiplayer formats like PvP and stuff, but there's also like a large community that just like role plays the game and creates more writing and lore surrounding like their characters and the situations they're in. And I think these are all like really healthy forms of entertainment that are also really cool. Like when you're part of like a fan club for literature and film, I feel like there's a lot of like fan writing and stuff, and I feel like it's a similar way to do that, except you're creating a completely new universe or scenario and all the characters are like fully your own, right? And it's not like inspired off of anyone else's work. I don't know, at least for I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I want to write like a full length story out of some of the RimWorld games I've got, because it's really interesting. Like there's ideas that come out of there that I would have never thought to just write down on a paper just because of how preposterous or weird they are. Like I think I was playing a game yesterday I was playing one of my save files yesterday, and it got to a point where like all my colonists got downed, and then there's this group of invaders that came in and they messed everyone up, but one of my colonists like survived by dragging themselves to bed, and they were able to bring back the colony to a point of somewhat survival. But yeah, I don't know, I think it's super cool that you're able to create those like storylines and similar like fan fictions just off of a game, right? I don't know if that actually made any sense, but generally my consensus is I wish that video games were more recognized as a valid like format of storytelling, and that they weren't so shunned as like a form of entertainment in these productivity self-help circles. But yeah, if you're like super hardcore, like you only read philosophy and nonfiction self-help stuff, I think this is like not the video for you. But if you're like kind of like me in the middle, if you like fiction and film and stuff, but you're still trying not to play video games just because a lot of these influencers are really against it, I think it's definitely a format you should look into. I'd recommend the games that I said before, like Witcher 3 Amori, Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption 2. Those are all great starter story games. And then if you want to check out some sandbox stuff like I was talking about, I really enjoy RimWorld, Project Zomboid. Minecraft is really fun. Amazing Cultivation Simulator is like this obscure Chinese game, and it has like a lot of connections to like Chinese. I forget the name for it, but it's like, oh yeah, it's Wuxia, Wuxia. It's like that kind of like progression, like Buddhist monk cultivating feng shui stuff, which is like super cool. There's like a fully functioning feng shui system which like affects how much like your sect grows and stuff. It's really cool. It's like it's kind of like reading one of those like, yeah, it's like reading a wuxia novel, but it's in a game and you get to do it with your own characters, which is super cool. But yeah, that's another side tangent, sorry, but it's super cool. So if you haven't been considering video games as like a format of entertainment or like storytelling, just because of what the general perception of it is unproductive or bad for you,
I think in moderation, as like as all things are, I think it's really cool and interesting to look into. So yeah, this is kind of a rant, but I hope you enjoyed. See ya.